Hey guys, how's it going? So I figured I would make a video on the FZ8 on how this thing is doing. I've done some ride videos on it. I did a bunch of things to this bike, and while I was in the process of rebuilding this thing, I got really sick for like 2 weeks, and I didn't work on it for a bit. And then I kind of worked on it, and I just wasn't in the mood to record any of it, was one of the main problems. So I'm just going to go over some things here, and that way you guys can kind of see everything for yourself. So the bike got a full tune-up. We got new NGK plugs, got a K&N drop-in filter. We replaced the OEM fuel filter as well, because the OEM one was super gummed up. We did a full radiator coolant flush. I took the headers off and polished those up all the way to the back. And it's still got the Kaufman slip-on, which I'm not really a huge fan of. The Kaufman slip-on, it's a cheap eBay slip-on. It's super loud. Even with the silencer in it, it's like excessively loud. So not really a fan of it, but I'm not changing it out because I have this bike up for sale, and I'm most likely I'm going to sell this if I can get the right amount for it. So, but yeah, we did some cosmetic stuff too. I changed some of the cheap parts that were on the bike originally to some better brand parts that first off look a lot better and also function a lot better. So the one thing I did was the CRG bar end mirrors. These are the Lane LS Hindsight lane splitter mirrors. They fold. I also run these on my Z900 RS, which you can see over there. But I put a set of these on here. They were about 140 bucks for the pair. I found a nice deal on eBay that I was able to get a pretty good cost on, because usually they're like 20, 30 bucks more. And then we also did some TST Industries flashers. Let me actually grab the keys and I can show you guys. So you can see, nice flashers. We did them on both sides, which was kind of cool. But yeah, had the whole setup. This is all looking good. One other thing that I also did was the Moto Dynamic tail tidy kit. So this bike had like a really cheap, like standard eBay kit on it. It was rusting everywhere, so I changed that out. The bike also has a new DID VX3 525 chain, so I did that. I also had to replace this foot peg, or I'm sorry, the shifter linkage, because the shifter linkage was broken upon me removing that. It kind of just snapped, so you know, there's that. But other than that, we did oil change and I did a few other things. Oh, I mounted tires for the first time. So I put on some Pirelli. They're cheaper, just kind of, they're like 210 bucks for the set. They actually ride really good. I've put about 50-ish miles on the bike with these, and so far the bike feels good. I got my own tire balance machine, which you can see over in the corner there. And I was able to mount and balance all this stuff myself. It was super easy. And overall, I'm really happy with it, and it came out nice. The bike rides really good. It just isn't really my cup of tea. My Z900 RS is super torquey. It has power kind of all over. This bike, you kind of got to rev it up to like 6,000-7,000 RPM in that range. Is kind of really when it starts making its power. So I'm going to start the bike for you guys, let you hear it. This bike already had this gas cap on it. It already had these levers. These are just some cheap eBay levers, of course, but you know how that goes. It was stuff that I wasn't really willing to change because I don't know if I'm keeping the bike. It also had this little gold, just oil fill cap right here on the bike that was there. But yeah, so other than that, I'm gonna let you guys hear how this thing sounds, because it does idle perfectly now. It runs really dang good. So let's go ahead and start it up. Yeah, so yeah, that's just my little quick video on the FZ8. The rebuild is pretty much done. I do have this bike up for sale. I'm looking to get about $4,500 for it, maybe a little bit less, just kind of depends on the person and what we can work out. But this bike, cool bike, it really is. It's you gotta love the inline 4 cylinders on these Japanese bikes. They're reliable. This thing ran like absolute crap when I first got it. From a combination of bad gas, dirty injectors, and probably pretty crappy spark plugs, because the spark plugs were pretty nasty on this thing. But if you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comment box, and I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Thank you.